Hello, Gene Schwimmer here. Welcome to today's vlog, which is actually not going to be so much a vlog as a rant, though I guess a lot of vlogs I see are rants. So I'm joining the club. I know what you're saying, Gene Schwimmer rant. Can't believe it, but it's true because this really bothers me. What bothers me? Get to that in a second. I just want to mention first, and it's actually related. Today, the Trump campaign's main lawyers, Rudy Giuliani, Sidney Powell, the two main lawyers, held a press conference today in the White House. 2 points to mention about that. The first point is I linked to it in the description. It's over an hour. It's more like an hour and a half. You really should watch it. That's why I'm not going to show you any excerpts from it, because all of it is really vital. You should really watch it. The first part of it is, well, almost all of it is presenting evidence. People are saying, or the press, our supposedly objective press, is saying, where's the evidence? That's what they presented today. Or, well, actually, just the tip of the iceberg. They presented some evidence, but they made the very important point, which the press did not seem to want to buy. I'll get to that in a second. That the evidence, all of it, will be presented in court. And they made the point over and over and over again that this evidence is not claims by the lawyers. They are signed affidavits, sworn affidavits under penalty of perjury. They are saying that they will prove in court everything that they are saying. And what they are doing in the press conference is really just an opening statement, the equivalent of an opening statement. They made that point over and over again. The press refused to accept it, which gets me to the second part of why you should watch this, is to see the bias and the hostility of the press, most of the press, except for I think maybe one or two reporters. They simply cannot accept that this massive fraud could have happened. Not saying that it did. It has to be proven in court, of course, but to say that it could not happen in Philadelphia, as Giuliani himself mentioned, a lot of people in Philadelphia have gone to jail for election fraud, and in Michigan too. It's not like it never happens. It happens a lot. According to Giuliani, talking about Philadelphia, it happens in just about every election that there is fraud. So I urge you again, go to the link that I'm providing and watch the whole thing. Just set an hour and a half aside and watch the whole thing, or just listen to it while you're washing the dishes or whatever, or feeding the fish. If you do watch it, you will also hear Giuliani mention that a couple of lawyers have withdrawn from the case. A law firm withdrew from the case. Why? Because they were threatened, which was another point that seemingly was lost on this hostile and biased press, because they challenged Rudy on that some of these lawyers have withdrawn from the case, and said, well, they tried to use that as a pathway to prove that there's no merit to the case because lawyers are withdrawing from the case, and they misrepresented another case. But why did they withdraw? Here is this headline. Lawyer who represented Trump in Pennsylvania placed under protection after threats of harm. Judge allows attorney Linda Kearns to withdraw from case. I'm linking to this article also, so you can read the whole article. I'm not going to go through the article because the headline really says it all. She was receiving threats, and she gives her name. This is not some anonymous lawyer. It's a lawyer named Linda Kearns. She was put under police protection because of these threats she's getting, and she's not the only one. And that's what I want to rant about. Have you ever heard of something like this happening? And we're talking about the President of the United States. Lawyers who choose to represent the President of the United States are being threatened. Not to mention some of these people who put their names on these affidavits. That's why so many of them, well, there's so many, thousands of them, that Giuliani obviously couldn't recite them all in a press conference. But a lot of these people are saying, don't tell my name because I'm going to get doxxed and I'm going to get threatened. It's just really sad. And what's really sad about it, about the legal profession that seems to have no problem with this, I remember a long time ago, there was a show called The Tom Snyder Show. I don't know how many of you would be familiar with it. It was a late night talk show. It would go on something like 1 o'clock in the morning. But there was one episode or one show where Tom Snyder had on an attorney who, well, he made tons of money, millions, representing mafia figures, the worst kind of people. And Snyder asked him well, I understand that there are some people on the other side, our friends on the other side, who equate Donald Trump, the President of the United States, with mafia figures. But that's not the comparison I'm making. All I'm saying is that Tom Snyder asked this lawyer who made an entire career out of representing mafia dons, the worst of the worst of the worst, why he did it. Why do you represent such scum? Why do you represent these monsters, these horrible people? And I remember to this day, it has stayed with me. I have always taken it to heart. His answer was this: I am not defending their crimes, I am defending their rights. And is that not exactly what these lawyers are doing for Donald Trump? He has a right to be represented by a lawyer, just like you and I have that same right. And is it not interesting that lawyers representing mafia figures, to my knowledge, they don't get threats. They don't get threats, death threats, or any kind of threats from people for representing these terrible people, but represent Donald Trump, and it's a whole different story. Just like journalistic ethics go out the window, so do apparently legal ethics. It is really sad. I am really angry about it, and that's my rant for today. If you like my rant, I hope you'll give me a thumbs up and share it with anybody you think would also like it. You could put comments in the comments section below the video. You can also ask questions, suggest future topics. You could also subscribe. I love getting subscribers. You could visit my music channel. I'm putting a link to that too, where you can listen to great original music created and performed by yours truly. But most of all, as always, I appreciate your spending a little of your time with me. I hope to see all of you again. I look forward to seeing all of you again. And until I do see all of you again, bye.